Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. This battle is a Claymores battle on the global map, and we're on the Safe Haven map, and it's Fiddy versus Daddy Clan. Now, to show you the original dispositions, we've got a force going to the K line with some heavy tanks and a couple of mediums and an EBR for spotting, and then we've got this heavy force in the middle of the industrial area who are basically in a defensive position using these sort of hull down positions, and we're following Macca in his mouse. Now see the enemy tanks have got these containers that they're firing across, and just getting very small targets to shoot at, and as well as Bank Conquerors, Super Conks, and Chieftains that they're quite hard to penetrate just the turret. So very strong positions they've got there, so nice for that area. Now we'll just zoom out again. The reason we're sort of following Macca is he's going to end up having a pretty good game, so we'll go back to him when things get a bit more less static, I should say, and we'll just speed up the replay at this point. Now, see where the enemy EBR is, taking some damage. That's from the tanks you can't see, they're up there in the corner. But they're at a render range from Macca's position, so I can't really show you that in the map. And you can see a bit of damage being taken on our side, but also dealing damage to them. Now, important note here, Object 705 has appeared in the middle. Now that building has got quite a few tunnels going through it, so you can't do go from both sides, but a bit dangerous to go in there. We've sort of given up that area to the enemy, but we'll try and use it a bit later in the battle. So a bit of a battle of attrition in the middle here. That Object 705 will appear. And you can see just trying to do damage to the Super Conqueror and the Chieftain across from where Macca is. Again, not getting much of a view of what's going on in the south area, but they're just hunting around for positions to try and get crossfire. So the enemy's basically given up a fair part of the map, so we control 3/4 of it. The question is, can we take advantage of that and get them into vulnerable positions? So team just looking for different angles there to try and shoot down. Yeah, so okay, there you go, Object 705 in the middle of the map there. So Kaboom trying to get angles on him to whittle him down, which she's starting to do. And you can see small amounts of damage going up. That's HE being fired. So although HE, the new mechanics don't really give you much damage unless you penetrate, it's still useful to do damage to modules and to crew. So if you're not penetrating with your standard round, then use HE, and you can see it's being used by both sides there. And make her up to 1.7k of damage, so they're all basically trying to get in as much damage as possible, but some are in positions where they're not really being that effective. So at some point there will be some movement. So Macca now just trying to penetrate that to E3. And E3 is a choice TD for Claymores that gets into frontal position where it uses its frontal armor quite successfully. You can see the enemy's also got Object 268V4. Now, as you saw, Fog of War applies, so when you started seeing the enemy team list as they were spotted, and the same applies for our team as well. They don't see our details until they're spotted as well. But the EBRs are out of the game now. They basically took each other out a couple of minutes ago. So we should be starting to see some movement now. In fact, nearly. Macca just looking around for another angle. And you can see some blue numbers going up. That's team damage, so unfortunately fired into one of his own team. Alright, now Macca's now making a push through the tunnel area, so time to zoom down and follow him. As you can see from the mini-map that the tanks there are engaging. And we'll just go into Macca's actual view here. He's found the side of, let's go back to normal speed. Don't think mouses travel that quickly. You can see him angling his tank there to basically try and put off any incoming threat, but that E3 is basically dealing with tanks from both directions. And here he's got a shot through the side here, puts a nice punishing shot through the door. And E3, if he's just fired, Macca will get the shot in before he finishes, so he's turning to try and keep his spot. Macca goes for the lower front plate and deals the killing blow. So it brings him up to 3.5k of damage, and the push is on basically now. We're pushing in, taking advantage of their constricted disposition. Macca taking a bit of damage. We might just zoom out a bit again just to get a bit more of a view. So you can see all the enemy tanks now really just in this fairly small area. There are effectively still corridors made by the stacks of containers, etc. So getting into a crossfire is something you still want to avoid. So Macca putting in nice side shots into that chieftain, but unfortunately getting shots in return from the I-7. So he should get the killing blow on the chieftain, which he does. And we're 3 tanks up, but we're now just almost about even in hit points, just a little bit down and losing a little bit more there. So Macca just trying to find another position here, and we'll come down to his view. Manages to get a kill on the E3. And again, a lot of this is about angles. The team at the back there are shooting down from the pin. He's got the back of a Super Conqueror now. Puts a nice shot in there. Unfortunately doesn't get the kill. One more shot there. And he should get that in now. Yeah, he does, gets the kill. So it's been reduced down to 397, so could be a target, particularly for a large alpha gun like an I-7 or A3, so he does need to be a bit careful here. But all side of the turret there, unfortunately that didn't quite aim in, I think. He's not going to get it on that angle there, they're just a bit too covered. This is the one he wants where the 277 was going through. That's the thing, you've got to work these angles out. Oh, here we go. 277 front plate, no problem. And he's down to a 1 shot. And there he goes, taken down. Now, we're 4 tank in the lead, but we have lost a lot more hit points than they have, so the important thing is now to not lose too many more. Macca bounces a few more, he's got to get rid of this I-7 before the I-7 kills him. He's just looking for part of the I-7 that the I-7 can't protect. There it goes, right through the roof. And we've put 2 tanks on cap. Can just go back out of there. You can see the tanks on cap, but they're all very low in hit points. There's 3 tanks on cap now. Trying to cap out, 4 seconds to go. Will they try and get a reset? Well, they will try and get a reset. And that's what that 277 is doing. Macca trying to prevent that happening. And he can't just quite shoot that 277. And we lose 2 tanks quickly on the cap. And Macca should come in and get rid of this 277, which he does. So the enemy's only got 2 tanks left, nice 7, which is behind Macca. Really get the shot in on him. Which he does and gets the kill, so now just the Super Conqueror left. And there's a strip there in the corner, which happens to be me, and unfortunately he was facing me when I came around the corner, so he put 1 shot in, and before I could get back into position, he managed to get the kill. So that didn't work out the way I intended, but Macca's coming in here trying to get rid of this Super Conk. Gets a bit of damage on him, goes looking for the front plate. Didn't get in there, Super Conk's down to 1 shot. And unfortunately that is the end of Macca, but not quite the end of the game yet. 28 seconds to go. Super Conk's left on 70 hit points, finally gets destroyed by PR, and that is the win. So a bit of a tense game there at the end, but that is a victory for FidiClan. Well, here are the results from Macca's position. He had an absolutely outstanding game, doing 7.3k of damage and got 6 kills, so effectively a top gun. Now, you don't get those rewards in Clan Wars, of course, but we'll see how he went against the team. So top damage across both teams, and yeah, really carried or helped that battle. And on the other side, the Super Conk at the end, Blinky did 3.5k, so a really strong result from him. And Aslan and the Chieftain did 5.4k, so yeah, excellent result from him. So it was a really good battle. I'm really happy to have that battle with them. There's been a bit of rancor between the clans before, but I think that's all out of the way. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please consider subscribing. We'll have more excellent content for you through the week, and thanks for watching.